Kids are very brought up in a independent fashion. We want them to think for themselves. Education is not approached as just a qualification or just a score that you get. So the goal here, like in homeschool, is more of an exploration based thing. If you're genuinely interested in it, you should go for it. This notion that you have to enter a class and then learning happens is not there. Learning is a continuous process. Even though you enter the school as a teacher, you are here to work upon your growth, and the classes are engaging. I've observed quite a few classes and the way they are conducted, and it's like I'm walking out of the class, but I'm so immersed that I'm not really out of the class. Physically, I'm out of the class.
Now that you are a staff member at Isha Home School, I think it would be interesting to hear what has been your experience of teaching at Isha Home School.
I'm teaching both the subject maths and physics. A few things I would like to mention about my experience in homeschool was the kind of openness, the kind of sensitivity, the kind of culture that is here. I I I've never it still some it takes some time for me to process a certain things that happen. It feels like it's a dream, and if they are here, then I'm looking forward to doing whatever I can do. And that's a huge boost for me. The surrounding is open, people are approachable, and if I want to talk about something, I can talk about something.
What I'm saying is the gardener in this school is as important for us as the headmistress of the school. So that's what the children are constantly perceiving. We are not saying these things as philosophies, but that's the atmosphere that is set. The one who cleans the place, one who cooks for us, is as important as the teacher who teaches you science or literature or runs the school, or me who visits once in a way to give them a different perspective of the whole thing. Once you put one above the other, you are not going to know anything in this world. Your whole perspective is distorted.
And the kind of exposure that kids get here is because, see, there's a few things that need to be understood, particularly when it comes to homeschool. It is an unconventional school, and it is a residential school. And if I go on listing the number of things that are being offered to kids here, it'll take a whole different episode. They are into sports, they are into music, they are into drama, they are into all kinds of different arts, pottery, this, that. They are exposed to classical art forms, dance, and then they are also doing academics. So, and a few things that come as highlight to me, and it goes with the point that I was mentioning earlier. There is no fixed schedule. Every week it changes, and you don't know what's coming at you, basically. And so the weekly thing is also something that is in the senior school. There are other, like junior school and middle school, where it happens on a daily basis. The kid doesn't know what the next activity is. It's kept as a thing that he is looking up to. That's how it's conducted, organically, in a live manner. I won't say that everyone should come and everyone should do that kind of a thing. They have something going on all 7 days of the week. And there is something called as talent exploration day, when like half the day they pick up one activity and do it, explore some talents. And there is something called as house time. So this notion that you have to enter a class and then learning happens is not there. Whether you are in your home, whether you are just having a conversation with someone, learning is a continuous process. So that theme is there. And they go for outings for different locations in the country. There's movie nights almost every week. Some movie will be screening. There's a lot. It's they're not coming to an institution and being branded for something, or it's more about delivering the experience. And so one thing which is very important for me personally when I came to homeschool was the stress is not on instructions. We don't want teachers to go and give instructions to kid and they'll do something or follow you or whatever. kids are very brought up in a independent fashion. We want them to think for themselves, and quite a few parts of the school is also run by them, so we want them to take up the charge and do things in certain way, take the calls, which can be crucial in just the whole thing. So that thing is very much there, and it's very much important. I feel if I had received such kind of school, maybe yeah, it's and I have, in a way, I'm still a student. That's how I want myself to be. So the whole approach is, even though you enter the school as a teacher, you are here to work upon your growth. And kids, they look at you, they should get inspired, and they should do their own thing. So it's run on an inspirational model rather than some fixed philosophy or anything like that. And it's very dynamic. And in the beginning, it can take some time for someone to settle down, because when I came, I was in a daze. It's also visually appealing, and the way things are here, and the classes are engaging. I've observed quite a few classes and the way they are conducted, and uh, it's like I'm walking out of the class, but I'm so immersed that I'm not really out of the class. Physically, I'm out of the class. I went for the class observation, I stepped out, but yeah, and it takes a lot, and there's a reason why we take a limited number of students, and because his vision is, we don't want to make this into a factory.
Essentially, education is basically about enlarging the horizons of human perception. Most of the education on the planet has become essentially a means to earn a living, not to enlarge your horizons. So here at Isha Home School, education is about enlarging your horizons. So this is not about giving them ready-made answers as information. This is to have an active intelligence which constantly searches and seeks and looks at everything in every possible way. Above all, to know the joy of wondering about life, not having ready-made answers for everything.
So it's not that we take this many students and throw them into different things. We want life to unfold rather than we having a fixed mindset and making it into that one fixed thing.
But still, students get a certain degree that is internationally recognized, right?
Yeah, that is needed, and that is also part of the thing, because see, when you're offering multiple things, this option should also be available, right? Doesn't mean no one will pursue academics.
What the most important part of education here is not taught. It is a constant demonstration. All the teachers are dedicated people. Education, you have to follow some system, we are following ICSE. But the most important thing is the atmosphere, the ambience, the way it is.
So the intensity is there, but it's also deliberately maintained in a very, homely environment. That's where the name also comes from, homeschool. Say I'm right now in school, there's no sense of I'm now in Isha, I'm now in ashram, that kind of a thing. I don't have to necessarily carry any image of this is what an ashram is, this is what the homeschool is, this is what the people are like, and this is what the structure we follow. When I'm getting up next day morning, it's a fresh day for me. I don't know what homeschool is. This is my first day in homeschool, and that's how it is, and that's how I want it to be. Because if you go into what is homeschool, what is the history, what is this, what is that, you are going off track from reality. You are not living in the moment, I would say, and missing out on the live experience of what it is or what life is. Why so much concerned about homeschool is that whatever you experience it within yourself, right? So what I would rather say is, when I get up next day morning, I want to think, what do I want homeschool to be like? What do I want myself to be like? Then look and then decide, what can I do and what can I not do, like that. Not with a preset attitude, okay, like these things will happen, not a mechanical thing, because that really kills and hinders what we want to refer to as human growth.